Hi, I'm Brenda with Hayneedle, and today we're going to be doing a short assembly video on the Pure Fitness Therapy Table. Estimated time for this assembly is about 45 minutes to an hour. Tools necessary are your wrenches, which are provided. You want to start by removing all of your contents from your box. Then you want to take a brief inventory to make sure you have all parts and hardware necessary for this assembly. For the next step, we're going to need our pieces 3, 4, 5, 21, and 17. Now we're going to be taking our 2 support brackets. We're going to be placing those inside of here, and then placing your pins through the holes. Now we're going to be taking our backrest support frame. We're going to be inserting it onto the frame. You want to put these 2 in the little notches. And it's going to be a tight fit, so just push it in there. Now we're going to be placing our bolt, which is labeled as 17, and our nut, which is labeled as 21, on our connect sheet labeled as 4. We put this bolt here to ensure that there is no accidental dislodging. Now for this next part, you're going to need your 2 pieces labeled as 6R and 6L, 2 bolts labeled as 13 and 2 bolts labeled as 14. Now you want to take your bolt, which is labeled as 13, which is the big bolt, place that in the top hole, and 14 in the bottom hole. Then you want to insert those in to the frame, and then repeat for your opposite side. Now you're going to need 4 of your lock nuts labeled as 16, 4 of your flat washers labeled as 15, and 2 of your metal sheets labeled as 12. Now we're going to take this piece and place it over the top bolt and just let it lay over. Then we're going to place our flat washer on, and now we're going to take our nut and attach that. You want to make sure that your sheets are facing down. Once you have those facing down, you can take your tools provided, find the right setting, and tighten those into place. For this part, we're going to need our bolt labeled as 32, our washer labeled as 33, our lock nut labeled as 21, our adjustable leg tube labeled as 9, our short plug labeled as 22, our cap labeled as 46, and our adjustment tube labeled as 7. We're now going to be inserting this piece in. You want to go ahead and insert your bolt through the holes just a little bit. Then you want to pull your zip tie up and insert the bolt into that little hole right there. Once you have done that, you want to place your washer on and then your lock nut. Once you have completed that, you want to take your short plug, insert in right here, and then you just want to tighten that down. You want to make sure that you're able to pull your short plug out and be able to adjust this piece. Once you have removed your zip tie from your spring, you will now be inserting your cap. For this part, we're going to need our lock nut, which is labeled as 45, our flat washer, which is labeled as 28, our bolt, which is labeled as 32, our foam roller tube, which is labeled as 20, and 4 of our foam rollers labeled as 49. Now we're going to be inserting our piece 20 into the hole right below the short plug. Then you want to align those holes, insert your bolt, and then flip it over. And that's where you're going to place your flat washer and your nut. Once you have tightened your bolts down, you want to flip it over, and then you're going to insert your foam rollers on each side. Flip it back over, and then insert them on each side of piece 20. The next part, we're going to need our long plug labeled as 18 and our ring labeled as 23. Now we're going to be attaching our piece 7 to our frame. You want to insert this in. Once you have your desired height, you want to insert your pin. Once you have entered your pin, you now want to put your long plug in. Tighten that down. And to adjust your height, you want to remove your pin, pull your plug out, and move to your desired height. We're now going to be attaching our L-shaped hook. We're going to insert through the hole right here where the stopper is, and then you're going to place the spring on, and then your flat washer and your nut. Now you want to tighten into place. Now we're going to be inserting our piece 8. It's our footrest. And then we're going to put our bolt right through there. And then place our washer on the opposite side. And then tighten in the nut. For this part, we're going to need our backrest pad, which is labeled as 10, our 4 bolts labeled as 24, and our 4 washers labeled as 25. You want to go ahead and place your washers on your bolts. Now you want to align the holes with your backrest with your piece that's labeled as 7. You want to insert your bolts and then tighten that into place. We will now be placing our left and right cap bags on. You'll know left from right because the words will be facing on the outside. So take it up like that and then Velcro the top. Once you have everything tightened into place, you now have your finished Pure Fitness Inversion Therapy table.